sunny day out, and I decided it was a good day to come in the Wallapini and share with you my latest project. So when I was writing the garden book, which is now done, I wanted to share in it my tips and tricks, all the research do's that I had found throughout the years that I have been gardening. I wanted to put it in a short, condensed book that was fun and easy to read so that you would be able to read it in one day and then go out in the next day and build your garden. So this book is now available, and this is the garden planner. So the garden planner is a tool that I've used for about 6 or 7 years, and I just think that everybody that plants should have one of these. It is an amazing resource of information on this little card that you just go back to it year after year. It's one investment which I also like, so that you don't have to keep looking into buying new ones every year. Once you have one, you can use it throughout all of your years of gardening. So one of the biggest problems when we're starting our seeds in the spring is that we start them all at the same time, or we start them too soon, and then we have tall, lanky plants that are weak, and when you put them in the garden, they can't stand, and they're structurally just not a strong plant. Or they have been started too late, and they're a small plant that doesn't hold up well to being transplanted. And in most cases, most of them will come back, but their production has been slowed down, and their harvest is not as abundant and opportune as it would have been if they had been the proper size when we put them in the garden. So this calendar takes all of the math out of trying to figure out when exactly should I plant a plant. So this right here is all of the crops, from lettuce to carrots to onions to peas, cabbage, all of your crops that you would normally do. So how you use this is you would find your last frost date for the spring, your last frost date. For me, this year it's around May 13th. So I'm going to pull this slide over to where it says May 13th. This red line indicates the frost line. When I do that, I notice that, say for instance peas, if I follow it across, it says that I can first plant in the garden on April 5th. For cabbage, there's a SI, which means start indoors, and so that's going to be March 16th. Or I can plant it in the garden on April 26th. So I would want to plant that in the garden by April 26th. What these check marks over here indicate is when to expect harvest. So if you've started your plants here, you can start to expect harvest between the 14th of June and the 14th of July. So it goes through all of these different crops, so you know exactly when to plant them, whether you start them indoors or whether you plant them outside. When you open it up all the way, this window appears. So this column right here will tell you how many ounces of seed you want to plant in a garden row. This one tells you your seed depth. So how far down for each one of these crops do you want to plant your seed? This one is your seed spacing. So how far apart do you want to put each seed? This one is for your projected goal for plant thinning. So some crops need to be thinned, like carrots, and you want to know what your overall seed plant spacing will be when you're done thinning. This is the recommended sunlight, whether it's full sun or part sun. This is your degrees temperature for your soil to be at before the seeds will start to germinate. Then if you close this, you can see these blue crops right here, and these are companion plants for each one of these crops. So you will know which plants to plant together to have the best crop where the plants are helping each other. So here is the fall side. See, there's the name of the book. So on the fall side, it's the exact same way, but some crops like cooler temperatures to come to harvest. So like your brassicas, your broccoli, cauliflower, those are a cooler crop. So they're better to grow in the spring and in the fall, not necessarily through the summer. So you would do the same thing here. You'd move your frost date to your first frost date, which mine's around October 11th or something. So I move this frost date over to there, which now tells me that, like for tomatoes, I can start them indoors on May 24th, but I want them planted by June 21st in order for them to be harvested in these green check marks, which will give them a total time of maturity before the frost comes and kills them. So the fall is just the same as the spring, but it has a lot of information. I absolutely love this. If you're interested, it's on GoshenAcres.com. I'm selling them individually or as a combo. So the combo is $18 and the book is $11.99. The planner is $8. You can go on GoshenAcres.com. I love to hear from you guys, so if you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear from them. Okay, have a good day.